I like golf.
I like racing.
Racing's silly, it's just driving in a circle.
Golf is just chasing a little white ball around in the grass.
Yeah, but you get to hit it.
Or sometimes you're in the weeds.
Well, sometimes in racing you're in the pits. That sounds awful.
I prefer action movies.
Well, I really prefer romantic comedies.
Vegetarian.
Meat eater.
Vegetarian.
Carnivore.
Vegetarian.
Meat eater.
Pescatarian. I eat fish.
Meat eater.
Financial statements.
Comic books, or at least for now.
We may be different, but together we can make a difference. When you support United Way, you support meaningful, lasting changes that impact everyone in our community. Our work focuses on 4 key community issues: education, income, health, and safety net services. As we continue to address crucial issues in all of these areas, we wanted to explore how the community can better work together to create deeper and long-term change in the area of education, income, or health. We recognized community input was crucial, so a community survey was conducted to engage a cross-section of individuals throughout the county.
Last year, we did a survey focused on 3 main areas, focus areas of health, income, and education. What we did was an online survey, and we put it out to the entire community. We wanted a broad-based survey so that we can really find out what community members were thinking and get a really wide demographic of Berks County. And it was an online survey again, where it went out to anyone in the community. We had emails sent out, and we had a great response. We had over 1,500 responses come back, which is huge statistically. And we were able to break up that information to figure out which of those focus areas was most important to the majority of people that were surveyed. The key points of that particular survey, the online survey, was one, really, education. Education really flowed out of that with the over 50% of the people choosing education as the top priority. And again, it was over 1,500 people that took that survey. So statistically, that's a valid and reliable result. But it was really interesting to see that regardless of how we sliced and diced the information, education, no matter what age people were, no matter what income level they had, again, no matter what ethnicity, no matter where they lived, education was the top issue for people in Berks County.
To better understand the community's hopes and concerns about education, United Way then engaged over 275 individuals in community conversations.
Community conversation really is just about bringing together a group of people who live or work in this community, having them sit down around a table and talk about what they care about this community, and particularly in this case about education, what it is their aspirations are for education in our community, what their fears and concerns are, what their ideas and solutions might be, and to just let them talk. And for us, the opportunity was for us to just listen and hear what they had to say.
Community conversation participants shared their opinions, aspirations, concerns, and ideas around education.
Personally, I thought it was important to participate in the community conversation because I wanted to learn more about what is going on in the community and also learn about ways in which I may contribute as part of the community.
We heard a lot of common themes across our community conversations, and a lot of what those conversations came down to was a core theme around the future of our community depended on the educational success of our kids. And the educational success of our kids depends on the adults in this community finding a way to work together to make kids successful.
We also heard, when you improve education, you improve communities and vice versa. All children deserve an equal opportunity for an education to prepare them for future success. We've reached a turning point in education. Teachers and schools can't do it alone. Parents, businesses, and community organizations are needed. The entire community must be actively involved to support children's educational success. People want to be involved in improving education, but aren't sure what to do. Above all, we learned people care deeply about education and the future success of our youth.
One of the things we also heard from the
community conversations was start early. Get to the students, get to the children as early as you can in the process. Because if they start behind, they're not going to catch up. And so again, we want to make sure that we focus our resources to the early side of the education spectrum, and again, finding a small but measurable and important area that we can affect change.
As the next step, interviews and discussions were held with community and business leaders, educators and administrators, and nonprofits. The interviews and research supported a focus on early grade reading success.
Unfortunately, we know that if kids aren't reading proficiently by the end of 3rd grade, they're 4 times more likely not to be able to graduate, which means, of course, they have less likelihood for good employment, they will have lesser incomes, they'll have less stable lives as adults. And unfortunately, on top of that, kids who aren't reading proficiently by the end of 3rd grade are unlikely to be able to catch up to their peers. So it's a critical juncture point in long-term educational success.
Locally, 4 of the 18 Berks County public school districts have less than 80% of 3rd graders scoring proficient on PSSAs. This includes rural, suburban, and urban schools. We also know education drives key societal issues.
Poverty and education are linked. The Reading Eagle recently reported some pretty vital statistics in this area. What they found through their research is that 45% of adults 25 years or older are living in poverty and did not receive a high school diploma.
To change the alarming statistics and improve our community's economic development status, we need to ensure children have the opportunities for educational achievement. This is an issue affecting the entire community. Plans are underway to enhance and develop strategies and partnerships to improve early grade reading success.
First of all, United Way has credibility. Clearly, our community has recognized United Way as a leader in a number of ways, and one, building collaboration, even with very difficult issues. I think it's fair to say there's ample evidence around our community that we draw from history that tells us United Way has led these kinds of initiatives in the past and has met with tremendous success. I think there's great evidence in that with our recent campaigns in this economic environment. I think it's also fair to say that United Way has a pulse of the community. They have their eyes open and their ear to the ground. So clearly there's a leadership role here that only United Way can fill.
While United Way will serve as the anchor organization to help coordinate and communicate efforts, it is essential the work is a collective community initiative. We each have the ability to play a role and support the work. We know the challenges, which translate into opportunities. And it will take all of us working together to achieve success. There will be great potential for individual and organizational involvement. Opportunities will range from mentoring, tutoring, and reading with children to supporting book drives and donations, along with other support.
Our community's success is based upon the willingness to take a long-term commitment to solve this problem. And we have to recognize that this isn't going to be easy, and that this isn't going to have some short-term success or results that's going to take us a long time to achieve what we need to achieve. But if we have a sense of urgency and we have a large, caring community about this issue, and our research shows that we have that, that we'll be able to be successful at this.
Berks County needs to do what we do best. We need to pull together around a common goal, a common agenda, and have the impact that we can that is going to make a difference in the lives of the children and youth in our community.
I think it's important for each of us to help in improving education as individuals, because all of us are members of the community. All of us have a role in the community, and believe it or not, all of us, I think, are capable of being leaders in one way or another.
I think it's really important for all of us individually to be a part of this initiative or trying to impact education in some way, because to me it's the essence of living united. Being able to work together for a common cause, to have at the end a result that really is better than what it was before. And it helps us as a community, but overall, when of course our community is improved, our lives are richer and better for it. So I think it's, again, the essence of living united.
We may come from different places and different experiences, but underneath it all, we share a passion for improving lives and the community.
I'm a city girl.
I'm a country guy.
But I'm a city girl.
I like walking on the beach.
Well, I like riding my mountain bike in the mountains.
I like to shop at the big and tall shops.
I like to shop at the petite shops.
Businessman.
Future businessman.